shit, man. You can't plan this shit, man. Life gonna go how it's gonna go. You just gotta go with the flow, you feel me? I can't even say that I chose this way of life, man. This shit chose me.
Hey.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is episode 4 of Heat of the Moment. My name's Sam. This is PJ. Why don't you introduce our guest today, PJ?
This is Sid. He's been one of my best friends for a long time. Known each other forever. This big, or I'm not gonna say your teams for you. What are your teams?
I have more Bay Area teams opposed to this guy. I like the A's, Niners, Warriors, so Bay Area teams.
Typical Bay Area fan. Yeah, usually we like to get on fans outside of the Bay Area just for different perspectives, but I will attest to the fact that Sid's a great sports fan. We could talk sports all day long. Anyways, today, if you guys have watched the first 3 episodes, you would notice that there is a noticeable absence of baseball. So, with all 3 of us being baseball players or former baseball players, we'd like to talk about as much baseball as we can today. Just today, there's a new proposal for the MLB season. Unfortunately, it's not liked too much by the players, but it is 76 games with 75% prorated salaries, meaning that the players would only get 25% of what they were promised to get paid, and there's no draft compensation for any free agent signing. What do you guys think about this new possible season?
I think that the main thing that the players would be talking about is their salaries, but like when you said about Blake Snell in the first episode, who gives a fuck? Because you get to play the game that you love, and you could, like Sam said in the first episode, you could be stuck in a 9-to-5 office job doing fuck all. Just, it's like just even 25% is still a lot of money for most people, so be happy with it.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I would do a lot of things to be able to play in the MLB, and for nothing. Even I'd pay to play in the MLB.
Yeah,
and it's like they're getting paid, not just a little bit of money. They're getting paid millions. So I think it's hard sometimes when you get used to being paid a lot of money to scale down, but I think they should realize how grateful they are.
Absolutely. Well, with that all said, do you guys think that this MLB season is actually going to happen?
I do. I personally do. I think that the players want to play. It's not like they don't. Also, they have been, like with the proposal today, it has been getting closer. Like the negotiations have been getting closer. It's not just like the players are totally dismissing it. Like MLB actually made some of the players their what they wanted.
Well, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you on this one here because I think they're just getting further and further. Because now with originally it being 130 games, and now you go to 70 games, and the pay is still the same. If you think about it, if this season does happen, there's forever going to be an asterisk by it, right? It's only half a season plus whatever crazy playoff format they decide to create. So if they are going to play a season that's going to have an asterisk next to it, I think they're going to need to have their money right. I totally agree with what you guys were saying in terms of you need to be grateful for playing this game. It's a beautiful game that you get to play, and you're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. But another trend that we've seen in society, just from football to basketball, in the players' associations, players have so much power over what happens. It's not the owners dictate everything anymore. The players.
In baseball.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really going to be hard to say that this will or will not happen. Most likely it's not going to happen because, the players are going to need 100% of their circumstances to come to fruition for it to actually happen.
I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know if it will or won't. I'm hoping that it will.
We all hope it will.
Yeah.
We all
But
fucking hope
I'm
it will.
hoping that the MLB can see that the NBA and the NFL can come or can start or come back. Maybe they'll be more motivated to get it done. Again, I honestly hope it's gonna happen, but I have no clue whether it is or not.
Yeah, and one aspect that's kind of crazy if the season doesn't happen is that everybody's contract, no matter what, will a year will be removed from it. So everyone who's in the last year of their contract is now going to be a free agent. Everyone, if you're fucking 10 years away, you're going to be 9 years away. Just because baseball isn't played doesn't mean that your contract stops. The contract's still obligated to take off a year. So with that said, as you can tell, my team's the A's. He's an A's fan. He's an A's fan. We're all A's fans here. And the A's, great team, have a lot of very, very key free agents here. I got a list here. I'm going to read off some of these free agents. We have AL MVP runner-up Marcus Semien, free agent. Liam Hendricks, all-star closer, free agent. Mike Fiers, free agent. Yasmera Petit, free agent. Joaquim Soria, free agent. And Robbie Grossman, free agent. As A's fans, out of those guys, who are you guys detaining and who are you guys letting walk?
Go ahead.
I think we definitely got to keep Simeon. He was
No doubt.
He was homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
He actually went. I think he played baseball.
Played every game last year, too.
Yeah, but also in high school, I think he went
In
to
San
Berkeley.
Francisco.
Oh yeah.
He was in
went
San
to
Francisco.
the Bay
Played
Area.
college in Berkeley, played high school in San
Yeah.
Francisco. Yep.
And so the A's, he's been there for numerous years now. I think if anyone's going to stay, it's definitely going to be him.
Gotta be.
I think lesser players like Robbie Grossman, they don't need Robbie Grossman because they have
Canna.
they have Canna, they have Laureano, they have
Piscotty.
Piscotty.
Yep.
Chris
They-
Davis.
Yeah, they have a lot of outfielders that are
Yeah,
all
yeah.
around the same level.
Yep.
So he's definitely not a necessity.
Yeah. I will
I
say.
want Petit to stay, too. Because Petit's good. He was
eats up
really
innings,
good.
he eats up
I agree. I have no disagreement.
Last year, I mean, we struggled with Trevino struggling and Trinan struggling. I mean, Liam Hendricks saved our asses, but it was really like Petit and Hendricks in the 8th and 9th most of the time. Sometimes it was Sora, but he came in and blew it a lot.
He did.
Also, didn't he get traded halfway through the season?
Who?
Soria?
No.
He was a free
No,
agent?
he signed
He
us.
was signed. I think he was with us our 2018 year.
Uh,
So I mean,
And, yeah, I think he was there 2018 year. I think he signed with us, but Jake Diekman. I mean, I don't know how he's going to be with the new rule coming in with.
you're right. The 3 lefty batters.
Yeah,
mhm.
I don't know how he's going to be.
He's dominant against lefties.
He's dominant against lefties, but he gets fucked against righties.
Yes, he does.
So I don't know how that's going to work. I think we need to keep Petit.
You presented a very good point. You know, if I agree with you guys, if there are 3 guys we could keep, it should be Simeon, Hendricks, and Petit, and especially Petit because if you look at our 2018 season when the A's were, what was that? We were wild
lost
card
to
and
the
we lost to the
Yankees in the
Yankees. That was heartbreaking. You know, can't even remember what fucking year it is we lose in the wild card because every goddamn year. Just get us a series, please. Just be good enough to beat the Astros and get a series, please. Please, I can't take it
We
anymore.
start to lose track.
Yeah, you lose track, man, because like I was at the Rays game last year. I tried to
We-
make it
we
forget
both
out of my
were.
memory. That was the worst A's game I've
I
ever
really
watched.
thought we were going to win that.
No, but there was like a point after the 5th inning that like
The energy was gone in the
yeah,
stadium.
you never see the A's. You know, it's never over till it's over. Like there's that one game this year where we came back from the Rays and 4 runs down against Castillo in the last inning. Like
Right.
the A's usually never say die, but at this game and this
They gave up.
they gave up.
They fucking. I'd rather get blown the fuck out than watch our team just have that look on their face and just
Stay down.
stay down and not like. Or let me rephrase that. I'd rather get blown out and stay positive, or at least give your all 100% effort than just sit there and get basically mind fucked. And I don't mean mind fucked like you don't know what the fuck happened. I mean mind fucked like. I'm not gonna get
I don't
into
know
that.
what you mean, man.
I'm not gonna get into that. But still, I'm just talking about like they fucking gave up. That was one of the worst experiences of from an A's game in my life.
I mean, you know it's bad when those loud ass fans in right field with
They
the
were-
cowbells.
They were
Yeah.
doing.
don't even do it. They're always loud.
Yep.
I just remember I was
Imagine being a fucking Rays fan, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
What is a Rays fan? I didn't know they existed.
Exactly. That's what I told that one Rays fan at the game.
I remember I had to go to school the day after, and it was just
I probably
sad.
used that as an excuse to not go because that's knowing myself.
Well, anyways, I mean, we kind of went on a tangent there, but what I was trying to say is if you look at the 2018 versus the 2019 team, the bullpen was really a big difference because the 2018 team, that was one of our strengths, right? And the 2019, we had a bunch of guys who were faltering, but if you look at really a couple guys that were consistent throughout both years, you know, obviously Hendricks didn't have that expanded closer role while Trinan was still there, but he was good, and Petit has been that guy for 2 years. So we
Bro,
need to keep Petit.
imagine last year's A's with 2 years ago's A's bullpen.
Dude,
oh my
we
god.
wouldn't have been in a wild card position.
Exactly.
We
What I
wouldn't
was
have
about
been
to
in that
say is,
position.
I think actually, if not the most important, one of the most important things for the A's success, whether the season happens this year or next, is the bullpen. Think about it. It's a huge difference whether we have 4 elite bullpen
Yep.
or 2. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
'Cause 2 is just like an average, maybe slightly above average. But if we have 4 people
Who we
could
could
go
trust.
If Trevino
7th,
could just
8th,
be good
9th,
again, bro.
Yeah.
they can even go 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th if they needed to.
Yeah.
Like, that is huge. Trevino, Trinan, Petit.
Well, there's the thing
What-
about Trevino is Trevino has a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam fastball,
dirty.
a
A
cutter,
cutter.
and a curveball. So he has 3 different types of fastballs and a curveball. So maybe he either needs to develop another pitch or he needs to just work on his spotting a little bit
Well, it's
more.
because I think he relies on his arm because he throws. He
Yeah,
throws hard.
but then another aspect of this, you could also argue that this happened to Blake Trinan, is the technology, well, confidence too, but the technology that is presented around the game. You know, you go in before a series and you're watching all these guys, their pitch sequences on camera, and it's like, in order to sustain success in this
Gotta
league, I feel,
adjust.
you have to make the adjustments, right? Because, like, you know, people like, I'm not taking anything away from Manuel Rivera at all, greatest
Oh,
closer
yeah.
of all time, but like, when he was playing, they didn't necessarily have that technology. So, and obviously his cutter was fucking disgusting. But he could come out and attack hitters the same way year after year, and the adjustment wouldn't always be made. But now, especially with bullpen guys, they need to make that adjustment over the courses of their careers to change up.
Yeah,
from
and
game
I
to
think
game.
that's also the reason why there's a lot more specialists now.
Yes. Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's not uncommon where they'll be warming up 2 guys and have one guy come in for a batter, then the next warm up another guy for the next inning. So they'll have you can make your money just for being really good at striking out and getting out righties or lefties. You don't have to get both anymore.
And for that reason, the new 3-batter rule is hog shit.
I don't like it.
It's hog shit. I don't know why they fucking had to do that. Lefty specialists have forever been a part of this game. For anyone watching who doesn't know the rule, usually there was no rule pertaining to any distance in which a pitcher must pitch in a game.
You got to
But-
finish the inning or face 3 batters.
Exactly. Now
It's
you
your job. You get paid millions to do it.
So usually you would have, you know, obviously there are a lot more right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters in the league. So when a left-handed hitter would come up, the advantage is always on a lefty against a lefty or a righty against a righty because the curve or the tail on their off-speed pitch would go to the outside part of the plate. So people would bring in lefties for one batter and then they would take them out so they could have the righty-righty matchups. But now you bring in a lefty for one batter against the left-hander and then you have to face 2 right-handers. He's going to get fucked.
Yeah, he is.
It's so I don't know what it is, why it is. Maybe baseball wants a more offensive game, but they already did that with juicing the fucking baseballs.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it, man. I really don't.
Every year
I
is
don't
a new
understand.
home run record.
For real, man. I really don't understand. Last year they broke the home run record for a year, like what, midway through August, and then had the whole month of September to bolster those numbers.
And
Didn't the Twins hit like near 300?
Yeah. There were like 5 200 home run teams last year, and that just doesn't happen. It's like rare
A's
that there's
were
one
of
or
those,
two.
I think.
I think
Yeah,
so.
they were.
Yeah, they were.
I think it was the
It's
A's,
true.
Yankees, Twins.
Was it the Rays? No.
Astros.
It could have been the Rockies because they the ballflies there. I don't think it was though.
I think the Astros were in that.
Astros,
Yeah, Astros.
some other fucking team.
Whatever. They didn't win the chip, so it doesn't matter. I mean, outside of the A's, there's also a lot of other good free agents. So I'm going to give you guys some free agents here. Marcell Ozuna, 1-year deal, free agent. Anthony Rizzo, free agent. Mookie Betts, that's a special one I wanted to go back and talk about, but he'll be a free agent. Corey Kluber, George Springer, Didi Gregorius, Andrelton Simmons, JT Realmuto, Trevor Bauer. If you're a big market team next year, who's one of the first free
Mookie
agents that
Betts
you go
is
for?
the first name and the only name that comes to mind for me when it comes to the top of the top.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if Mike Trout wasn't in the league, I don't know how many MVPs he would have.
Mookie.
I think.
How
I think he
good has
should've-
Mookie's prime been?
I
Think
think
about it.
I was talking to my friend Blaine on PS4, like a while back. He was talking about how, I forget which year, but one of Trout's MVP should have gone to Mookie, and I looked over the numbers and he was right.
He hit like 330, 340.
Well, yeah, Mookie got definitely robbed of an MVP, and I think no one really talks about him because you have Mike Trout and you have
Yeah.
He gets overshadowed.
he gets overshadowed. I think Mookie's the first name that has to come up.
I mean, I just always think of the Marlins. What were they doing? They could have had one of the best outfields of all time.
Man.
Ozuna,
Man.
Yelich, Stanton.
Man.
That would have been
Oh
crazy.
my God.
Man, well, I mean, at the same time, that's really not their fault because you could really tell there was a whole culture collapse that happened with the death of Jose Fernandez. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Jose Fernandez. He was truly on line to be one of the greats.
Yeah.
Won Rookie of the Year, won Cy Young, and he was like in his 3rd year, and he was just dealing.
Remember when he hit that dinger against
Yeah.
the Mets, I think?
Pimps dingers, he
Yeah.
does it all. Let the kids play. But that's true. The Marlins could have had one of the greatest
Well,
outfields ever.
I don't think Yelich ever gets to the point where he gets without going to the Brewers because he was talking about how, I forget his name, but a coach for the Brewers like made a tweak in his swing, and Barry Bonds also helped.
He was on the Marlins. Barry Bonds was, he was a coach. For
I know, but it was like it wasn't just Barry Bonds, but like a coach for the Brewers really helped him out. He was talking about that, so I don't think he gets to that point without going to the Brewers, in my opinion.
That's true. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. One name that I really want to bring up for the free agency market, well, two names. I'll go over one of them first, is JT Realmuto. We talked about Realmuto a little while back ago with Satchel. When you bring in the best names in catching, you talk about Realmuto, you talk about Yasmani Grandal, you talk about Wilson Contreras.
Posey.
But you talked about Posey.
Yeah.
Talked about. I'm not saying talk.
Still great defensively.
Yeah, he is.
He can be, but he can't catch like 5 games in a row because his legs aren't that great
Once he
anymore.
goes
So he
to
plays first base too. Yeah, but in terms of everyday catchers, I think Realmuto is damn near the best in the league because he has defense. He has 25 to 30 home run pop, and that's what I was gonna say. He has no business being as fast as he is. There's the phrase catcher legs, which is over the course of a 162 game season, your legs get fucking tired when you're constantly in a squat. So like it amazes me that he's still able to steal 10 to 15 bags a year on top of doing all this other production.
Just like Jokic, it's not needed, but it's a really fucking nice bonus.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a sign of 5-tool, right? 5-tool players.
The first image that always comes up when I think of JT Realmuto is when he was just like shaking his head when the bullpen guy.
When the breath came running in.
He just looks so embarrassed.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
yeah, I mean,
fuck.
I think though the bad thing for JT Realmuto is that the big market teams, Boston, LA, and New York,
Philly's not a small market.
No, they aren't. But like they're gonna want to make the big market teams are gonna want to make the biggest splash in free agency because there's gonna be so many. And like Gary Sanchez with the Yankees, like that's locked in.
Yeah. I think he might stay with the Phillies.
That much.
He might stay with the Phillies.
His defense is pretty trash.
Dog shit.
Pretty trash.
Yeah, but I think they're willing to.
Yeah.
Because he's so good.
The second player that I wanted to go into is actually on one of those big market teams, and they're probably gonna have to spend a shit ton of money retaining him. Is DJ LeMahieu. A lot of people don't talk about DJ LeMahieu because in today's game, the home run is so valued, but batting average is still such an important statistic, right? The best in this game, the best ever in this game, success is 3 out of 10. So baseball's a game of failure,
unless
right?
you're Tony Gwynn, then it's 4
Unless you're
out of
fucking
10.
Tony Gwynn or your
Tony Gwynn didn't even his career.
Ted Williams. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the legend.
No,
don't
no,
disrespect the
hey,
fucking legend.
Hey, all right. I'm just saying that there was, I think in his career, Tony Gwynn with 2 strikes hit like 398 or some shit.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
at the same time, I'm not talking about Tony Gwynn. I'm talking about DJ LeMahieu,
Right.
who's coming in consistently hitting 333. And if you think about that, it's not even out of 3 out of 10. It's 3 out of 9. It's or 1 out of 3. So if you could consistently produce, success on 1 out of every 3 ABs. And play gold glove defense at second and first base, and have hybrid ability to play on the other side of the infield. Like that's way too valuable a person to let go in the free agency market.
He played first base for the Yankees.
Yeah,
Which I think was huge because the Yankees had like
Flexibility.
Luke Voigt or something.
he's not bad either though.
Yeah,
He
but
can hit.
he's not nearly as good as DJ LeMahieu.
No, but the
And
other thing about go ahead.
I think that was really good for the Yankees because they have Gleyber Torres, who like that since DJ LeMahieu has all that versatility.
Yeah.
It's very useful.
Well, the thing that's really showed about versatility last year with DJ LeMahieu is the Yankees, they put it together in a 100-win season, and from their opening day roster, I think it was like 17 or 18 guys went down with injury.
Yeah,
so that's a deep team. Like you got guys like Mike Tauchman or Tauchman or fucking Giovanni Urshela, and you got these guys who you're putting in the lineup, plug and play, playing well. Miguel Andujar, but LeMahieu had to switch around so much, and he proved that versatility because so many men went down, and he was one of the only guys that stayed healthy.
You didn't complain, you didn't hear him say anything.
No. So he's a true blue-nosed baseball player, and I fucking hate the Yankees. Don't get me wrong, I fucking hate the Yankees, but I got a lot of respect for DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu's, I've been told as a player, don't be a player of a position, be a baseball player. Right? You don't want to doom yourself to one position. You want to get on the field any way you possibly can, and that's what DJ LeMahieu's doing. So I admire that.
Yeah, like with Shohei Ohtani, it's like people are like, oh, he should pitch or he should hit. He has this
Why not do both?
Yeah, exactly. He has this amazing talent. He's an amazing baseball player at pitching and hitting. He should do both.
Yep. But the other thing, before we move on from baseball, the crazy thing that I want to touch on, it's in the Mookie Betts territory. Is if you look at the trade that got Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, right? They send over Alex Verdugo, some cash, and like a handful of 3 or 4 other prospects. Imagine if Mookie Betts does not play a single game for the Dodgers and they gave up a ransom package of raw prospects to the Red Sox. Imagine how insane that is.
Imagine if he goes back to the Red Sox and just fucks the Dodgers.
The Dodgers are really fucking up because not only did this happen, they also fucking traded for Manny Machado for half a year to lose a World Series. So, like, it's I don't understand. I guess it's the luxury of being a big market team, being able to spend in the free agency market, but these guys are completely abandoning the farm system and just fucking trading away guys, or trading for guys, trading away all their prospects.
It hurts to be a Dodgers fan. Every year they have good teams.
Are you speaking as a Dodger fan?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it would hurt if I were a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
Because every team, every year...
The Saints went to all 3 World Wars.
Nobody's talking about football! Who's talking about football?
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
the Dodgers are a good team every year. All of the Dodgers fans always think, this is going to be our year. And then Clayton Kershaw finds a way to mess it up. So,
Or the Astros find a way to mess it up.
Yeah, or the Astros.
They should have won. Game 5, greatest World Series game I ever watched of the 2017 World Series, where they went back and forth.
Yeah.
I think 11 innings. Final
That
score
was
was 12-11. Alex Bregman's walk-off single. That game is completely delegitimized due to some bullshit. If you ask me, here's another debate I want to bring on here. What do you guys think is worse, using steroids or knowing what pitch is coming?
Knowing what pitch is coming.
Thank you.
Such
by
bro.
far.
If
Thank
using
Thank
steroids,
you.
you still have to be able to hit the ball, and you still got to be able to.
PJ could take steroids. That
get
would make
solid-
him an MLB baseball player.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
You
true.
still got to make solid contact.
Like Clayton Kershaw, who is widely known as the
I don't know if he's as big as a playoff choker anymore.
Well, you could say that because what I was about to fucking say is he has the best left-handed curveball in baseball. And over that 2017 series, there's a statistic. The Astros did not swing and miss once at his curveball.
Yeah.
Not one time. That's the best curveball in baseball. Like
That's
these
it.
guys
It's got some good
already are
hitters.
getting in the fucking cages and swinging like 200 to 300 times every day to get a true expertise on their craft. They don't need that extra help to fucking hit the pitchers. They don't. Like, they're already a good enough team talent-wise to get to the World Series. Why do you have to go and do that? So my question, again, I'm going to make it this question. If Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame,
Why
or any
should they?
steroid users aren't in the Hall of Fame, why should these guys get in the Hall of Fame if their
I don't
crime
think
is
they
damn near
should.
worse?
Here's what I think. Either the MLB should let them all in, or like none.
I don't know about Verlander, because Verlander was a Hall of Famer before that.
No,
it
Verlander's
didn't-
exempt from this. This is hitters.
Houston
We're talking
pitchers,
hitters.
I don't think benefited from it.
We're talking about Jose Altuve,
Carlos
possibly
Correa.
George Springer,
Carlos
Carlos
Correa.
Correa. Alex Bregman's
Alex
career is very young because he was a rookie during that season, but still. I mean, that World Series, Miguel Cabrera only won 1 World Series, and that was during his rookie year.
I think a lot of their Hall of Fame resumes will depend on how they do now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're all talented, and I think they will still have very good seasons.
'Cause we don't know how long this went on. We don't.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh,
We have no clue.
I was literally telling Sid this before we started. I was listening to CC Sabathia's podcast, and he had Sonny Gray and Trevor Bauer on. And Sonny Gray was talking about how they were like, there were cameras when he was on the A's.
Yeah, and that's what, 2016?
He was talking about like 2014-ish. Like, that's not just when he
Like
was
on the
get
come
traded.
up of after the 100 lost seasons.
Yeah, like, right, they had bro, like, how good are they really? Because I don't think
Yeah.
Altuve's might not be as good.
That,
I don't know.
that delegitimizes Altuve's entire MVP season.
Manfred needs to be more authoritative or leave.
Yeah,
He is a
that was
terrible
bad.
commissioner.
That was bad. Adam Silver, best commissioner.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
For sure. Goodell's getting better, but
Goodell's getting better.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
but if they were doing that in 2014, and Altuve started getting good, like kind of after that, everyone started getting like really good kind of after that.
Yep.
I don't know how good they are. What if they're just like average baseball players? I mean, I don't know.
You never know. You really never know. It's very tough. It's subjective.
We're
I
gonna
know.
find out.
I know as a baseball player, and I as I said, Sid knows as a baseball player that I would much rather know exactly what's coming to me than
Exactly.
be artificially strong.
And where?
yeah, exactly. It's
Then
a
all you gotta
whole
do is time it up.
whole other realm of cheating in my eyes.
I mean, and you're already going to be able to time it up because you've had so many reps in the MLB.
That's
Like,
what I'm
you've
saying.
seen so many
Yeah.
95-mile-an-hour fastballs. You've seen so many curveballs that fast or that slow or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen so many of those pitches. It's going
Half
to be
the
easy
battle
to
is
time it
guessing
up.
what the fuck is coming to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't just have...
You have a blink of an eye.
You do. You have literally a tenth of a second. Good one, numbnuts.
Hey, there was nothing in it except for ice.
Kind of on the same argument, kind of on a different argument. Can we please let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Please. I don't know if you guys do. Either you guys protest that?
He deserves
I think he should
it.
be. He was betting on himself.
Yeah.
I mean, MLB, like, suck my balls, dude. Come on, let him in.
Here's what's going to annoy me, and this happens often, where players get honored more after they die in terms of their achievements, and they get awards.
It's not
Kinda
just
everybody.
players, man. That's everyone.
Yeah,
Talk
it's
about
true.
Nipsey Hussle, you know, X. Talk about anybody. It's
It's
a
just
sad
annoying
reality.
to me because I feel like just knowing the MLB, it's going to be like he's going to die, and then people are going to be like, oh.
Now we should let
Now
him in.
we
It's
should
like,
let him in.
why
It's
not
like,
let
it
him
doesn't
live
matter.
that honor while he's breathing?
Exactly.
Like, put it this way, Pete Rose is by far the American hit king with 4,000 hits. The only player in
Ichiro.
baseball history that can compare is Ichiro because he had 3,000 plus another 1,000 for 6 years before he came over. And if you're going to put Ichiro as a first ballot Hall of Famer, you also have to consider Ichiro never won a World Series. Ichiro got to the playoffs a couple times. 2001 Mariners then didn't get there again. Meanwhile, Pete Rose won multiple championships amidst the dynasty of the Big Red Machine in the 70s. The only reason that the A's weren't on complete crack in the 70s is because the Reds were there to stop them in 2 World Series. The A's could have won World Series in literally half of the years.
Celtics.
We could have been the Celtics in the 1970s, but the Big Red Machine comprised of Joe Morgan, Barry Larkin,
Bench.
Johnny Bench, Dave Concepcion, and Pete Rose. They were there to stop them. And you have to take into account the winning, the hits, and also the last player to be a player manager. Like, to have the IQ and the wherewithal to really be able to run a game while being in the game is incredible.
Also, I mean, he was just scrappy.
He was a
earned
dude.
his hits.
He was a dude.
Yeah, he was.
Incredible high baseball IQ. I mean, obviously from a I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? I guess an ethical standpoint, he didn't do the best thing, but he wasn't the Black Sox. He didn't rig games and lose games to win money.
It wasn't like he knew what was coming.
No, exactly. So what I'm saying is there's a lot worse things that you can do in baseball. So please put Pete Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame.
He
Please.
deserves it.
He absolutely deserves it. What do you guys think? You guys think we got enough baseball?
I think so.
All right. Let's see. We want to know a little bit of NBA. So, who are you a fan of?
You really just love slapping that thing down.
The
don't
war-
you? There's microphones right next to it, idiot.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Okay, back to the NBA.
Yeah.
Just that I'm a Warriors fan.
Yep.
Um,
Unfortunately, we're one of the 8 teams that does not get to play a playoff play this year.
Thought you would be.
Next year we will be.
Pelicans shouldn't have been. The only reason they were
What?
was because Zion.
No, it's because we're like the 9 or 10 seed.
No, but I mean,
We're
like,
tied with the Kings for the 9 seed. What are you talking about?
No, I know, but in the East, only 9 teams made it.
Well, in the East is also dog shit.
It's
Yeah.
The,
No,
the
but what
back
I'm
half,
saying-
the top 6 teams in the East are good, and after that, it's dog shit.
No, but it could have. They could have just made it the top 8 teams in both and had a normal playoffs. But
But there was teams in the hunt that didn't get to.
right,
Alright,
I'm saying
so-
I could see the NBA's motivation because Zion is a big
But-
attraction.
Also,
Yeah,
in
that's true.
all the
That's true.
games that we played the Grizzlies 2 more times, and the 2 times we played them,
That's actually a really
we
good
blew
point.
them out. Like we didn't. So if we
That's a
play
great
the
point.
person
That's a
in
great
the
point.
8 seed, and we're right behind them, and we blew them out both times, don't you think we should get a chance to get in or play them?
I do, but also think about the NBA is a business.
Mm-hmm. Let me say.
I think both things have to go in.
Real quickly, I agree with what you're saying. They should have a chance, but I'm also agreeing with what Sid says. Here's the biggest example of the NBA being a business. There's so many conspiracy theories about this. Was the 1985 draft lottery rigged so Patrick Ewing could
Yeah.
go to the Knicks? Because think about it,
And
the
we'll
Knicks,
never know.
Knicks were the basketball mecca when they had like Walt Frazier, and very, very long ago they were very great. In the 60s they won championships.
Now they're ass.
Then they were in the 70s they were ass. Through the mid 80s they were ass, and it's well known. Anyone who's ever a basketball fan, you could ask them. The NBA is better when the Knicks are good. So why not
Or
take the
Lakers.
consensus #1 pick of that year, being Patrick Ewing, and put him on the fucking team? Sid's absolutely right. The NBA is a business, but PJ's also right here because I think
we played them 2 more times.
Yeah, you did play him 2
It's
more
kind
times
of like how
with the 4-game difference.
When the NBA first got canceled, me and my mother were gonna go to the Kings Pelicans game in Sacramento because they were literally playing on that night. So and that was because we were tied with them.
Yeah.
Like we had the hardest schedule in the league to start the
There
first
were a
half.
lot of meaningful games left.
There were so many meaningful games left. Like the Pelicans had the hardest schedule in the league to start the before the All-Star break. And
I think it was
after the
also-
All-Star break, it was like the easiest. And like actually, like we should get a chance to play that back, and be it a business or not. Like, I'm glad we're getting that chance. I don't really care what the reason is. We deserve one.
Coming from a Warriors fan too, I think it would have been really, really interesting to see how the Warriors did with Steph playing, because he only played the first 4 games of the season. Before
And then he
getting
played like
injured
two,
against
and he
Phoenix.
came back. He played
Yeah.
less than 10 games.
And I think it would have definitely either helped or hurt his legacy if maybe they would have just been able to improve. I understand they had a pretty bad team, but it would have definitely helped his legacy if they were able to become just like maybe a 10 seed at the end of it. That would have been a huge improvement.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Because they only had their record was just so bad they would have had to.
Whatever, it's for the best, man. We're gonna be better next year. We talked about the Warriors last time, so.
Yeah, they're
What
set
I-
up for the future.
What I want to ask you, Sid, is who do you think comes out of the West play-ins? Out of what? Grizzlies, Pelicans, Spurs, Kings, Suns, Wizards, or East?
Oh yeah.
Is that all? Is those
I thought you were
5s?
talking about everybody.
Am I missing one team?
Did you name 5?
Suns, Pelicans, Blazers, Kings. Yeah, okay, I named them all. Who do you think?
This is tough. I mean, I want to say the Spurs or the Pelicans. Just like the Spurs are just so proven. It's insane. I think this would be
coaching
if they
Yeah.
don't make the playoffs this year. This would be the first time
in 20 years.
Yeah, in 20 years, which
Like the
that
Patriots.
record might never be broken.
Yeah,
again.
that's a Patriot type
even
record.
even the dynasties with the Celtics and the Lakers, they didn't even do that.
It's true.
Like, it's
very true.
insane. So I think Popovich's record is well proven. I think.
Greatest coach of all time.
But
yeah.
who do they have right now? And also, mind you, today that LaMarcus Aldridge is now out for the rest of the season
Yeah.
with his shoulder surgery.
I think DeMar DeRozan is gonna have to.
He's gonna have to get in his Raptors
show
bag.
out. He's gonna.
He's gonna have to get in his
Jesus,
Raptors
that's
bag.
I think 4 straight episodes where we've mentioned DeMar DeRozan.
I love him, bro. He doesn't get mentioned enough. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Everyone just.
I think that the
You think-
Pelicans, it's gonna be very interesting to see. I can see them gelling really well together and going on a run to get eliminated in the first round. But
By Braun.
Yeah, but I could see them going on a run and being well and like gelling together.
I
I
don't-
could also see it falling apart just as easily, just because they haven't had a lot of time to play together.
I want to say this. I want the Pelicans to make it to Braun, the Los Angeles LeBrons.
Braun sexual.
Doesn't even deny it.
And I know we're not gonna win, but I want one game to just prove that Zion's here and you're not AD. So it's like I want, because remember when they played in Los Angeles, Zion went right at AD and got like a couple and ones on him and shit. And,
I don't remember because I don't watch every fucking Pelicans game. I'm sorry.
okay, but anyways,
I don't
I
cherish and ones. I cherish championships.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
that's
there you
what
go.
Warriors have been about.
There you go.
But still,
Talk your
it's like-
fucking pedigree up, baby.
it's not like AD's
championship pedigree over
it
here.
ain't like AD's won a championship yet.
Talk
But
about
still,
and ones.
But still, I'm just saying, like, I want one game against AD. And I love AD. Like, I'm not one of those Pelicans fans who says fuck AD, because without AD, we don't have Lonzo, we don't have BI, we don't have fucking
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart. Like, we don't have all the fucking first-round draft picks. We probably don't have Zion.
Yeah, without AD holding out, you don't even have Zion.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't
Everything happens.
I
for a
don't
reason,
get
man.
why so many Pelicans fans say fuck AD. Like, he did so much for us, and he and Drew single-handedly beat the Blazers. That was a
Swept the
great-
Blazers.
swept them. And I follow a lot of Pelicans fan pages because I'm like that. There was a photo I got from one of the things they posted. It was the experts' picks. It was 17 experts picking. Not one of them chose the Pelicans.
For what? The Blazers?
That series.
Well, what defines
And we
a fucking
swept
expert?
them.
Are you or I an expert just because we know sports?
No, but I'm just saying, they were so doubted,
Yeah,
and they just
I
came out
guess.
and swept their ass.
Whatever. I think the
Drew
word
fucking
the word
locked down
expert
Dame.
is thrown around a little lightly
Kendrick
these
Perkins
days,
thinks
man.
he's an
Bruh.
Kendrick Perkins
Bruh.
ain't a fucking expert.
Drew locked down Dame. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I mean the Blazers.
If the Blazers had Nurkic,
Nurkic, yeah.
Nurkic,
Nurkic.
whichever way you want to say it, I would say they would do it.
Yeah, he's
because
good. He's
because
good.
people. I mean, PJ touched on this a while ago. NBA defense is not the same that it was in the 90s, but the one thing that has really stayed stagnant and present is rim defenders, right? Rim defenders, whatever you want to say. And if you could have Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside on the floor at the same time, alongside...
I don't know about your spacing, but your defense would be good.
Exactly, but it doesn't. The spacing doesn't need to be great when you have fucking Dame who could pull it from halfway across the floor, and CJ would get all the mid-range shots. So like, those guys have the shooters that as shown by last year, the Blazers obviously they got swept by the Warriors last year, but still the Blazers were a top team when they're fully healthy. I'd say when everybody is fully healthy in the West, you could disagree with me on this if you want. The 4 best teams in the West, when say the whole league is healthy, everyone is 100% health. 4 best teams in the West: Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, Blazers.
No.
Then who is? Do you think the Blazers? Do you think the Nuggets are better than the Blazers? Do you think the Rockets are better than the Blazers?
Wait. Say that again.
This is completely theoretical, but if everyone is healthy across the entire league, the 4 best teams in the West.
And you said the Blazers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yes, I said the Blazers. Who's better than the Blazers?
The Nuggets.
Why are the Nuggets better? From a
Why
depth perspective, maybe.
Are you talking about this
The
year?
Mavericks
Well,
might damn near be better.
you could go back to last year. Who won the series between
Sam,
the Blazers
it's not
and the
because
Nuggets?
everyone's hurt.
Who won the fucking
Sam,
series?
it's not even because everyone's hurt. It's because their bench is ass. It's not.
Well, I think
Nurkic's been hurt, but he's not He's not going to take them from the 10 seed to the fucking 2 seed.
No, did I say they were going to be
Or
the
the
2
4
seed?
seed.
Though? Did I
Four
say?
seed.
I'm
They're
saying the
4
4 best teams.
Sam,
That's what I
that's
said.
I think though, like
ridiculous.
for example,
It's not
the Mavericks.
ridiculous.
It is.
The Mavericks.
Mavericks aren't in there.
I know, but when they're all healthy,
Rockets are better.
they're gonna be good too. Like
I don't
mean,
think the Rockets are better. Come on. Come
Rockets are
on.
pretty good.
Small ball.
Sam.
Small ball. I'm not going to speak. I guess Warriors won with small ball, but still the defense is not there at all.
Yeah,
Sam,
but the
all right,
Rockets
I'm gonna put it like this, Sam. When the Pelicans played the Rockets earlier this year, Zion grabbed like 20 rebounds and he had like 20-something points or something like that. And we still fucking lost, even though we out-rebounded them by 40.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works. Just because you out-rebound somebody doesn't mean you're going to win.
No.
Especially when you have the great
But Nurkic brings offense in there
especially
too.
when you have one of the greatest isolation scorers of all time,
And that's
James Harden.
okay.
Like, you have Russell Westbrook who can get a bucket at any time.
How's the Rockets bench?
Better than the Blazers.
Not by much. If by any at all, not by much.
Okay, but
I'd
still,
take the
James Harden's better than Dame.
Yeah. Okay.
Russell is right there with Dame. I don't care who you want to take. It's still right there.
But
Who's
there's still CJ. There's still
okay?
Hassan
Russ is
Whiteside,
better than
there's-
C.J. Whiteside and all of them combined.
Okay. All
I
right,
think what's
all right,
interesting
all
though
right,
is, do
all
we
right.
think the Rockets were better with CP3 or?
Oh,
with
they're better. They're better.
Russ?
They're better with Russ.
Because think about it.
Ooh.
I think-
CP3 has taken the Thunder.
Ooh.
The Thunder have.
don't-
We're supposed to be
Oh.
nobodies, and they're in the playoffs this year.
I think-
Shout out
I
the
think-
Thunder.
I
Shout out
think
the
they
Thunder.
had-
And that's also
wow.
Shy Gilgeous is raw.
I think
Yeah,
Shy
that
Gilgeous
he's
is raw.
some
He's the real
slept on.
the
deal.
reason I say that they're better with Russell Westbrook than Chris Paul is because Chris Paul, I feel like, is much better at leading a team than Russell Westbrook, but neither of them were leading the team in Houston.
James Harden didn't really let CP3
They-
have that full control.
Never. And
It's true.
Yeah, but
Westbrook.
they both had full control when they were on the Thunder.
It's true. If you want to also compare this, we could compare this on the other side. Who do you think's better, the Thunder with just Russ or the Thunder with just CP3?
They don't have just CP3. They have Shea. And
Well, I
they
mean,
still
yeah,
have
they
CJ.
obviously got some shit.
I'd
Oh,
say
they had
they-
Paul George too. Okay, that's kind of
Yeah.
unfair, but they got a shit ton of. I
Yeah.
think the Thunder are going to be a great team in about 3 years. But I will
They
say,
have so much
in terms of
depth
the Blazers Nuggets, you give me 2 years and I'll take the Nuggets because by then we will have developed Michael Porter, fucking
I don't even think the
Bol
Blazers are
Bol.
top 6.
Bol Bol's coming back, and he's going to be nice. You could
That's gonna
say.
be interesting to see how good he is.
One testament I'll give to the Nuggets is they're very good. Shout out their medical staff because the last 2 years they've taken guys being Bol and Michael Porter Jr. who, in terms of talent-wise, have been at the top of the draft boards, but their health-wise have been towards the bottom. But they're getting the most out of their players that they can.
Yeah.
So I think the Nuggets are one of the
they
deepest
have a good
teams in
bench.
the
Yeah,
league.
they have a
Yeah,
good
they're
bench.
very, very,
I
very
just don't
deep.
understand how you could take the Blazers over the Nuggets.
They fucking beat them in the series last year, dude.
Yeah, but their team was different.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess that team was a little different. You do raise some good points about the bench. As I've said it before, Seth Curry not being on the bench, being a spot-up shooter really
Dame
hurts.
and CJ being better than Jokic and Murray, but it's not just Jokic and Murray.
That's not what I'm just thinking about, though. I'm thinking about all the fucking role players that
Blazers
you bring to
aren't-
the table.
Blazers aren't close to as good as you think. I don't even think they're top 6. I think it's
Okay, but if you're saying, do you think they
the
would?
Mavericks are better than them.
Do you think?
Yeah, the Blazers.
Okay, let me
The
ask you this.
Thunder
Then.
are better than them.
Let me ask you this: Do you
TJ
think
McCollum
in the event that they had a healthy team this year, do you think they would be in the play-in game position?
No,
No, they
there's
wouldn't.
too many teams.
No, they would be in a fucking playoff position. They'd be, I'd say, better than the Mavericks.
Oh wait, no. I said they wouldn't be in a playoff position.
What?
I don't
With a
think they
fully
would.
healthy team, you don't think the Blazers would have got to the playoffs this year after getting to the Western Conference Finals
I don't
last
think
year?
Nurkic is going to put him up a bunch.
How
of
many
spots.
shots did you take before we started filming? You fucking serious?
I think
I
they'd probably
don't.
be a 7
Sam,
seed.
there's two. Sam,
I think they're better than the Thunder.
I don't think they're better than the Thunder.
Oh,
Because the Thunder are playing as a fucking team right now.
They are.
The Thunder have a much better
Bench. They have Dennis Schroeder, who's probably going to win Sixth Man of the Year if Trez Harrell doesn't win
not
it. or
probably.
who
He will.
And it's like,
He will.
bro,
Williams.
Gallinari.
Bro,
they got-
they're
Luka
deep,
Doncic
and-
might. His points per game raised 7.
bro, Sixth Man of the Year?
No, I'm talking about most improved. My bad.
I don't even
Oh.
think that. I think PJ's got a better take on most improved, being
Yeah, Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram.
It's true, but I mean,
Or Bam Adebayo. But anyways,
Oh yes, Bam Adebayo. I love Bam Adebayo, man.
Shai Gilgeous.
Yeah, our next guest will talk all about Bam Adebayo, that being Thomas Samuel, my guy, Miami Heat fan. He's gonna
Yeah.
give you a lot about Bam Adebayo.
okay, well, anyways, the Thunder, I think, are better than the Blazers because CP3 is showing that now that he has full control of the team, like he did in New Orleans and like he did in LA with the Clippers.
Yeah.
CP3 leading a team, I mean, he's one of the best leaders in all of basketball. I think that,
Great shot creator too.
yeah.
Great shot creator.
I love it. He's got that street ball mentality. He's like,
Great defender too.
yeah,
I feel
good,
like he
good
could have
with
done
steals.
so much more with Lob City, though.
Well, that was when he
Yeah,
was with
that's
his
true.
prime.
That's true.
But underrated, overpaid, but underrated. But I mean, I'd take the Thunder. I'd take the Mavericks because
I disagree with that. Talk about the Mavericks bench a little bit. They're
Tim
the ones that
Hardaway.
got Seth Curry, excuse me.
Seth Curry's
Seth
good.
Curry's
Seth
nice.
Curry is good. He's actually.
But I don't even
Seth
think
Curry-
the Mavericks starting
Dwight
five
Powell.
isn't that great. Dwight Powell's in the starting lineup when he's healthy,
Porzingis, when he's
but he
healthy.
got hurt this year.
Right.
Porzingis is starting. So who's their
Doncic.
starting five? They got Doncic, they got KP, they got Dwight Powell. Is Hardaway in that starting five?
No, I think he's off the bench. JJ Barea is off the bench, I think.
Like you can't even name the other two starters on the
I can't
fucking
name
team.
the other two starters on the, or I probably can just because they're more relevant.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like I think it's Dame, CJ, Melo, Nazir Little, and Hassan Whiteside.
Melo's coming off the bench
Yeah, Melo's
sometimes too.
good.
I forgot about Melo, man. I think Melo is doing a fucking great job of accepting his role with age, and he actually has been he's won a couple games for the Blazers this year.
If you look at it, the Blazers they have more talent, but they don't play as a team as much as other teams. Like they don't have that chemistry, and they don't have.
I disagree with that. Dame is an incredible leader. Dame is
Just
if anything knows how
because
to
Dame's
bring
an incredible leader, like a lot of those dudes haven't played that many
minutes together.
minutes together
I
because
guess.
The Blazers starting lineup.
I will say the Blazers team from this year and last year is different. If you bring I can admit that I'm wrong about that Blazers being a top 4 team. I will say
Yeah,
if you
That was
at the end
ridiculous.
it wasn't ridiculous.
You knew it was
but
gonna be a
I will
hot
say
take.
no only because you made the valid point that it's a different team from this year and last year. But I think at the end of the year, last year's Blazers, if you run back that same team, it's a top 4 team. But they lost a step. They definitely lost a step.
I still don't think they're top 4 team. If you run it back last year, because the Nuggets got better this year.
I don't know. I think you're overrating
Braun was
the Nuggets.
injured last
The
year.
Lakers weren't a top 4 team last year.
The
That's true.
Clippers didn't. Oh yeah, the Clippers were okay.
There's a lot of change, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, shit. The Rockets are better than Blazers. Rockets are better than the Nuggets, in my opinion. I think the Nuggets are just a regular season team.
I guess. I don't know. The NBA is set to change a lot in the next couple of years, man. Because as I said, like the Thunder, they have an absolute slew of picks. Like first
They're
round
set up
picks
for the
from
future.
and they're already good now because you
Sam
look at the
Presti's
Thunder.
just ended up doing an amazing job.
The Thunder, everyone thought they were going to be like a
Fuck is
bottom
that?
3 team in the West, like a lottery team right there with the Wolves and the Warriors, but they're not. They're not. It's amazing to me that one player being Chris Paul can make them so much better. Not to take away credit from guys like Gallinari
showing its
or
true value.
or Shai Gilgeous or Dennis Schroeder, but yeah, he shows his true value.
Speaking of the future, though, as a Warriors fan, what are the odds that you think Giannis will at least be
0.
considered the Warriors?
Did you see what he just said at the
yesterday he said, "I want to raise my kids here in Milwaukee." So I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's
Okay,
also
but
said that he
remember when
wants to
Paul
win.
George and Russell Westbrook said they were here to stay and then left a
That
year
was
later?
1 year. That was
Dude,
Right,
that doesn't mean
but,
shit.
But
With
Paul
KD
George
too.
had requested a trade earlier. Like Russell Westbrook only went out because he got to a point where he needs to win, and the Bucks are winning.
I asked
Here's
you
the
this
thing.
now. I'll ask you this again. Let me ask you him one question before you go and do your thing. Did you think KD was going to come to the Warriors?
I didn't know he was going to come to the Warriors, but I knew for sure he was going to leave.
But you didn't know he was going to the Warriors. I'm saying
But
if Giannis
still.
Antetokounmpo is to leave,
He's not the same as KD. I think he's a lot more loyal than KD is.
People thought KD was loyal.
I didn't think KD was loyal.
I thought KD was
Yeah.
loyal.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, then
Him and Russ were-
you must be a fucking psychic or something because I didn't see that. Whatever you're seeing, I didn't see.
I'm just saying, Giannis. I don't see him leaving the Bucks, especially when they're right there on the cusp of the championship right now.
Whatever.
Why would
What's
he
your
leave?
piece?
What I
Let's
was
say
gonna
get his
say
piece,
though
man.
is that Giannis has stated many times he wants to win.
And he's winning.
But here's the thing. He wants to win a championship. Who cares if you go to the conference championship? No one remembers that. If the Bucks do not
Who's
win
going to
the
beat him in the
championship,
conference championship?
if the Bucks do
The
not
Celtics,
win,
the Raptors, the Sixers.
Okay, let me
the
rephrase that.
Heat.
Let me rephrase that.
Heat,
Who?
yeah.
What team is going to beat them in the conference championship?
I just said all of them.
No,
I
you
just-
said who's going to be there. I don't want to know who's going to beat them.
I think out of
None
those
of them.
teams,
None of them.
the Heat can surprise you, dude. I'm
They
telling
can surprise you
The
and
Heat
win
can
2
surprise
games,
you.
but they ain't going to beat them.
The Celtics could also win. Celtics are so well rounded in.
how
Their
about
bench.
No.
Philadelphia matches up now?
Philadelphia will
I'm gonna
not.
tell you-
I recant Philadelphia,
I'm
and
gonna-
Raptors are on the fence.
I'm going to tell you exactly why the Celtics will not beat the Bucks. All right?
Tell us.
They got no answer for Giannis.
As a big man, yeah. I
They
guess.
have no defensive big man. He'd have Bam. I mean, Embiid kind of gets dominated.
Marc Gasol's on the Raptors.
Marc
even,
Gasol
yeah.
can do that, but the Celtics have the weakest interior defense. That's literally
That's
what
true.
Giannis does.
That's true.
That's literally his strength. You are
True.
playing to his strength in that series. They're not going to beat him.
And the Celtics do have the Bucks have perimeter defenders. You know, Chris Middleton's
Bledsoe.
a good perimeter.
Bledsoe
yeah,
is a
Bledsoe's
top
great-
3 defensive point guard in the league.
But I
Yeah,
think
He's
that
a top 3 defensive guard in the league.
Ooh, that's a hot.
Bro, it's not a hot take. And Drew Holiday's the best defensive
Are
guard in
you
the league.
are we considering Paul George to be a forward or a guard in
No,
this
I
case?
consider him to be a forward.
But
He's
Klay
playing
Thompson.
guard. Klay Thompson is not better than on defense than Drew Holiday. I'm sorry.
Ah, we're not talking about Drew Holiday. We're talking about Bledsoe, and he's definitely better than Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Who?
Fucking Klay
Yeah.
Thompson.
Like,
I don't,
And I'd go and make the argument even that Robert Covington.
he's a forward.
okay.
I guess he is a forward. Yeah, that's true.
I'd say Klay Thompson is up there, but Drew's the best.
At defending,
Yeah, best defensive guard in the league.
do you have any stats to back that up?
I mean, defense. It's kind of like he has the most deflections in the league, but it's in.
You got to go by plus minus, really, essentially.
You can't. Or it's not even that. It's like you can't even put contest into a stat. And like.
But back to what I
just-
was saying about Giannis is that
Yeah, it's very subjective.
that I think he wants to win, and if the Bucks can't get him that championship, he is gonna want to look somewhere else. The
Okay.
Warriors, I don't know. I mean, obviously the Warriors would want him, and also the Warriors have a lot of capital they could give the Bucks if it were a trade. Like if the Bucks knew that he
Can't
was
keep
gonna,
Wiggins then. Can't keep.
yeah, that's fine.
Can't keep half
We
your
have
team.
we have 2 first.
Can't
We
have
have
top
we have a
three.
top 3 protected pick.
Can't-
We have a top 3 pick this
It
year,
doesn't-
probably.
Bucks
We have
aren't
from the Minnesota, and we have Wiggins. That's a pretty good deal, especially if kind of like when KD left the Warriors, instead of just signing outright with the Nets, he was nice enough to do a sign and trade.
Well, yeah. Well, what you really have to think about is if it's inevitable that Giannis is to leave, then the Bucks have to get something. And if they're gonna get something,
if it's
they're
inevitable
better.
he's going to leave,
All right, can you let me fucking
are we
speak?
sure that he's going to go to the Warriors?
No, but here's what I'm saying. If you would let me finish my sentence, if he's gonna leave somewhere and they're gonna find a trade partner, the Warriors have the most to trade with.
They do.
Being that number, that pick, they have their salary
They have a lot
cap,
of
they
good
have
young
Wiggins,
players.
and as I was gonna say, what I really like about next year's Warriors team is all the players off the bench this year just got starters minutes. So if you put those guys from 36 minutes down to 24 and bring them in back behind Steph Curry, like they're only gonna be better.
Right, and I think that
We got
for example,
Pascal as a 6 man. He's gonna be nice.
when the Raptors beat the Warriors, even though the Warriors were injured, it was the Raptors really exploited because they had a very good bench, and the Warriors basically when the Warriors got KD,
I don't know.
they traded off having a good bench for having one of the best starting lineups of all time.
But
so
wasn't-
they made that because the first team that won the
They had
championship
they
for
were
the
there for the
Warriors,
bench.
yeah, they had a really good
Yeah,
bench.
that's true. Livingston, Barbosa, Iguodala, obviously, yeah. Mo Spates, who I was looking for.
Yeah.
Mo Spates, I fucking love
and
Mo
David
Spates.
West, too, I think.
Yeah, no, he was on the second team. David Lee, though.
David Lee, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of good players.
That's true. That's very true. So I mean, that's always a tough thing, whether you want to build up the starting or the bench. But I want to add, did the Raptors really use their bench that much outside of Norman Powell? Like, think about it. I feel like they only used like 6 or 7 players in rotation. Like, even OG Anunoby, who's a good young player, like he didn't play that much. Or Jeremy Lin, he didn't play that much.
Jeremy Lin.
Did they start?
He was on the team. He
Did they
got a ring.
Did they start?
Exactly. That's my point.
Both Ibaka and Gasol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Ibaka's
it
the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
And then they got Kawhi. They had Kawhi at the 3, and then they had Van Vliet at the 1.
And Danny
Or,
Green.
I mean,
That-
Kyle Lowry at the 1.
I guess Van Fleet was
That
coming off the
really
bench.
no,
too.
Van Vliet
Warriors.
was a 2.
He's no Danny Green.
Oh yeah.
So I guess the only players they used off the bench, they had like a 7-man
They used
rotation.
Van
They
Vliet a
used
lot.
they used Van
Yeah,
Fleet and they
they
used
did.
Powell. That was their only 2 they used
Van
off the
Fleet
bench.
really stepped up for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so annoying. There's a huge difference between 4 and 1 in the finals and 3 and 2.
It's true.
And I mean, even though the Warriors were injured, it was still
Yeah.
a big difference.
Now, while we were touching on this Giannis stuff, I want to ask you guys this question: who's your MVP this year? Is it Giannis or LeBron?
For me, I would definitely say Giannis. I think you were saying there was like a poll came out that a lot of media members already thought that he would be the MVP. I think his numbers, he had a great year last year, and I think it was close between him and Harden, but
It was
he
close.
won, and he had an even better year this year. So why wouldn't he win it again?
Well, I'll tell you why
and
he
he
won.
might win Defensive Player of the Year too.
I think AD is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. But why he's not going to win is because LeBron just took a Lakers team from a fringe outside 9, obviously not to discredit Anthony Davis's value on this team, but to the number 1 seed uncontested, who was at least 5 games up on the Nuggets at the time that play stopped. And on top of that, there was a weekend where he went back-to-back games against the Clippers and the Bucks, the 2 other finals
Son,
favorites,
Kawhi, and
he
Giannis.
fucked them both. He fucked on them both. And you see LeBron is he's playing point guard now, showing his versatility and averaging 9 assists, 10 assists a game. 11 assists a game. Like he's never had that before. So before you kind of saw him as like a dominant slasher type who could also shoot, but now you're seeing him expand his role, being a guy who doesn't always
He's
have
always
to take
been
the shot.
one of the best.
He
if
could-
not
They
the
were
best
also
passer in
such a
basketball.
different
Yeah,
team.
but now
last
he's
year.
showcasing it.
They were such a different team last year that it's even
true.
hard to compare how different.
Well,
they
it's
were.
really not. I mean, it's just trading AD and I guess it is because
Lonzo,
beyond.
Brandon Ingram,
Lots of
Josh Hart.
It's just like what we were talking about with the Raptors. Would you rather have a very strong starting 5 or a bench? But the
Or
thing is,
starting
the
supporting
Lakers
guys.
also really fucking went ham in free agency on their bench, signing
Danny Green.
Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Lance Stevenson, like all the Rajon Rondo. They got a bunch of pieces for their
Yeah.
bench too. And you could even say DeMarcus Cousins, even though he hasn't played. Like they were able to make this trade and still have enough cap space to load up their bench. But still, I think LeBron takes the MVP in my book. What do you think?
I'm so in the middle. I love Giannis and I love LeBron, so Sam
don't
makes
say.
a joke that I'm a bronzexual, but there's really
It's not a joke.
It's not really.
It's not a joke.
Haven't admitted
It's not even It's not even like my answer's gonna be biased. But Giannis is putting up great numbers and playing good defense and doing all this stuff, putting up insane numbers, leading his team to the best in the league. But at the same time, you have LeBron, and LeBron is when AD's on the court. Like I said this in the last one, when AD's on the court, and LeBron's off. They have one of the worst offenses in the league, and when LeBron's on and AD's off, they have like this best or second best, something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, what's also going to make it interesting, and they kind of cancel each other out, is that record is a huge stakeholder for the MVP. For example, like when Steve Nash
The
went
only
over
one-
Kobe,
Very true.
it was because
Very
the Suns the year before had 20 wins, and Steve Nash came in, they had 60.
That's true.
So even though his stats on paper didn't look super impressive,
17 points a game. Yeah.
he changed their wins like 35. The team was the exact same.
That's the 2 number 1 seeds, yeah. It's the 2 number 1 seeds. So I mean, it's winning is going to be, because it's hard to make the argument because Giannis, yeah, he won MVP last year, but all his numbers did get better this year.
Yeah.
Like there's no denying that. But then you have LeBron, who, like Steve Nash did, had the team and then made it better. So it's kind of hard, but I personally think, I mean, we could agree to disagree there because there's no denying either of these guys' greatness. These are the two
But
best players in
I also
basketball,
think,
undoubtedly.
like with value, LeBron is super duper valuable to
Most
the Lakers.
valuable of all time, in my
But,
opinion.
but listen to me about this. Who would the Bucks be without Giannis?
They'd be a playoff team, but I don't
I
think
don't
they'd be
think
close
Yeah,
be
to
that
as
great.
good.
they'd be a playoff
They'd be a
team.
playoff team
All right,
for
in
sure.
the East, are you serious?
In the East, no. But
In
I'm
the
saying,
West, they'd
but
be a
I'm saying
playoff
they
team.
wouldn't. They're not that good without Giannis. They're not nearly as good without Giannis. He probably gives them 20 wins.
But as
When LeBron got hurt, they went from the 4 seed to not in the playoffs.
that's
No,
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
I'm not saying that. You're
Last
right.
year.
LeBron. has a
PJ
lot
literally
of
just
value.
made that argument, though. PJ just said that without LeBron on the floor and AD on the floor, they weren't that good.
Yeah,
That one of their
yeah.
offensive rating is bad. So it's the argument is there
Yeah.
on both
No,
sides.
but I'm saying that both of them are huge in their team's value.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that going back to this, I think the Lakers are probably worse without LeBron and than the Bucks without Giannis because the Bucks also have Brook Lopez. I mean, obviously AD's much better than anyone the Bucks have as their second
Robin
star.
Lopez,
but
Pat
everyone else on their
Connaughton.
team, I'd say it's Brook Lopez, it's Robin Lopez, it's Bledsoe, Middleton, DiVincenzo. It's like
Connaughton.
Pat Connaughton. Like
Yeah.
they're deep as shit.
They
But
are.
are any
So,
of those,
Kyle Korver. We didn't even say
Kyle
Kyle
Korver.
Korver.
It's like when we say these names, obviously Giannis takes him from pretty
to
good to all-time great team, in my opinion.
like the team revolves
Like this is
around Giannis.
and the team revolves around LeBron.
Yeah.
In 10 years, we'll be playing with the 2019-2020 Bucks in the throwback 2K games.
Exactly. It's like
Warriors versus Bucks.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I don't know because it's so difficult to know who has more of an impact. But the fact that like they did like a poll and it's like people were gonna vote like 80% voted for Giannis, I think that's ridiculous.
It should be a lot closer than
It
that.
should be a lot closer. I think that LeBron is in the weekend when he played the Clippers and the Bucks. I think he proved. I'd probably lean a little bit towards LeBron, even though Giannis's numbers are better. Like, but the impact LeBron has is not just like on the court. It's just being around him. You have all these media people around you. Everybody's around you, and same with Giannis. But to LeBron, it's kind of amplified.
Because
It's
LA's
like-
a huge market and
it's-
Milwaukee's
It's everybody's talking about
Yep,
something, and
yep.
it's really hard to stay together. Like Shaq and Kobe, they couldn't stay together. They didn't keep that team chemistry. And they're staying together. I think that's a big testament to LeBron. He's their leader. I'd say I'd give the edge to LeBron barely, but I love Giannis, and I think that Giannis is going to be the best player in the league when next year he's going to be the best player in the league. He's going to be the best player in the league for about 8 more years after that.
I agree.
8 more.
Once in a generation type talent. I agree.
Hopefully on the Warriors.
So let's see.
Hopefully not.
I
I
guess
can't
I
have
guess
that
in terms of editing, we can cut this out. But should we talk about NFL or should we time it up?
We can time it up.
You sure you don't want to talk about football?
I mean, it's gonna
It's
be a
kinda
long
long.
podcast. Yeah, we're at 58 minutes.
We'll save that for another day.
Yeah, we'll have Sid Poston back. I guess we're at almost an hour ago, or at an hour now, and our generation is known for having very short attention spans. And if we
Damn
win
right.
NFL, I think we probably end up going another half an hour to 45 minutes, and I don't think people can handle that. One thing, I'll ask you one question about the NFL just to end it.
Okay.
NFL changed their playoff format from 6 teams to 7 teams. Both of you guys, I want you guys to give me one AFC team and one NFC team that's going to benefit from this and
Colts
sneak
and
in.
Cowboys.
That was quick.
That was quick.
That was very quick. You had that prepared.
I just came off the top of my head.
What, you think Cowboys is a wild card team?
I think Cowboys suck ass, and so the NFL had to bail them out because
Dak Prescott ain't shit. Fuck Dak Prescott. You ain't worth $45 million or 40. You should have taken your fucking deal. You piece of shit.
Fuck you.
You should have taken your deal.
Fuck you.
What is wrong with you?
Fuck you. Sid, what do you think? Two NFL teams that benefit.
I don't know if the Cardinals can make the playoffs. People are really sleeping on them. And as
thank
far
you.
as just the
That was gonna be my
NFC
team.
West,
Thank
the NFC
you.
West in
Thank
general
you.
is just a really. That's why I think the Niners, for example, they're I would argue that they're probably a better team than last year just because they got more experience now.
Mm-hmm.
But their regular season record might be worse because they have to play the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams 6 times.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think the Rams are going to be good
The
this
Rams,
year.
but still, they have to play the Seahawks and the Cardinals 4 times. And
Yeah.
divisional games are also hard.
And even when the Cardinals were bad, they historically always play the Niners very tough. Very tough.
I think the AFC, it might be the Steelers.
You read my mind, dude. You read my fucking mind. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Steelers for you.
Yeah,
You mind?
yeah.
Steelers last year had a top 5 defense. You know, adding Minkah Fitzpatrick was probably the best trade of the whole last year. He could have won Defensive Player of the Year if Stephon Gilmore weren't so dominant. And on top of that, you had an offense that was plagued by injuries. They still made it to 8-8. You got James Conner. Ben Roethlisberger's not done yet. That guy's a gunslinger. Whatever you want to say about him, he's a gunslinger. That man likes to throw the ball downfield. You still got Juju. You got who's their tight end? Vance McDonald, former Niner. Really love him.
Yeah.
And Mike
They got a
Tomlin.
good O-line,
And
too.
Great O-line. David DeCastro over there, Pouncey. And then you got Mike Tomlin, who's a very, very good coach. The other team out of the AFC I will watch out for. I'll give them their respect. They had a lot of respect last year, and they fucked it up. Same division, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you, the talent is there. They just need to put it together. And if I'm going to give one other NFC team,
I hate to say that the Traders might be,
ooh,
but because they were in the hunt last year,
yeah,
and
Broncos.
they have a chance, but
Broncos. That was the other AFC team I was going to say. Other AFC team. Broncos are going to be very good. And the last NFC
what
team
do
I
you think about the
would say is
Texans
No, they're not going to do it.
with John J. Hopkins gone now?
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's tough. It's tough. Other NFC team, I guess it's not a wild card, but Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck Tom Brady. But their defense is improving too. Antoine Winfield, great draft pick. They still have Vita Vea. Still have Levante
Vita Vea.
David. They still have Devin White. Like
Yeah,
they're
he's
good.
good.
They're good.
It's
That
gonna
guy
be
Sean
really
Bunting
interesting
Murphy
to see
is
how
good.
The NFC South turns out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great football season. But, I think that just about does it. You guys got any final thoughts? Any parting thoughts?
Not really.
You said enough in an hour and some change.
I think it's just gonna be the Saints and Niners are both gonna have their hands full in their divisions. They're definitely gonna be both. Like I think those
I'm not
are
worried
two.
about the Buccaneers. I'm not. Like, everyone's... Like, come on. I'm really not that worried.
Look me in my eyes. Fuck the Buccaneers. I am not worried. Bro, you aren't going to beat us. I don't. Anyone who watches this,
Bro.
anyone who watches this, clip this and send it to me if the Buccaneers beat the Saints at all this year.
Tampa Bay.
Because Tom Brady is an old, washed-up nugget. That's what he is. He's a little nugget.
All right, I'm going to give my last piece for you, and this not football, not basketball related. This is baseball related. I highly doubt that anyone who has any affiliation with Marcus Semien watches this, but if they do, Marcus Semien, please
stay.
stay. We love you. You are every much a part of this team as Matt Chapman and Matt Olson. You are one of the most overlooked players in the league. We love you.
Most underrated.
His
You're most
defense,
underrated. Your defense has gone up so
He
much.
was 8th in defensive run saved.
Yeah, you're homegrown. We fleeced the
Please.
White Sox, gave them Jeff Samardzija, got back Fagley, Gossett,
Stegosaurus.
and Simeon. We love you, Marcus Simeon. You're a great player. Please stay. That's all I got. You guys all good?
I would
Yeah.
almost argue that the A's might have the best infield.
All right. We
We're
gotta end
gonna
this
leave.
shit.
We're gonna
gotta
leave. We're
end
getting
Yeah,
too
yeah,
controversial.
yeah.
Heat of the Moment Nation. Thank you for watching. This is
Heat of the
episode
Moment
4.
Nation.
I'm Sam. This is PJ. This is Sid. Had a good time filming it. Hopefully you guys have a good time watching it. Till next week, Thomas Samuel will be on. Very interesting. Promise you're gonna watch that. Peace out, y'all.
Choose the money for I choose the fame. I ain't choose the game, but the game chose me. All my life I've been chasing to a bag, cookie in the pack, and it stay on me. Got a loaf, I be chillin' on the coast, so me go and make a toast.